the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Hit that like button on your way in the building. Just want to kind of get it out the way now because I'm a little shy on my birthdays. Thank y'all for the birthday love and support. Thank y'all to those individuals who hit me up earlier today and said happy birthday. Appreciate those who dropped the cash out, birthday love, all of that stuff, man. I'm already feeling the love. Greatly appreciate it, man. I don't know how to say it enough. Y'all, I almost forgot it was my birthday until I checked my cash app. So salute to many of y'all who dropped the fins up. Happy birthday, all right? And thank everybody who's in the comment section now. My wife up in here said, happy birthday to my everything. Love you so much, baby. Yes, y'all. We got till 9 o'clock. I gotta hurry up because the wife said she'll be ready for me at 9. So gotta get my birthday gift. All right, let me behave. Anyway, I hope everybody's good. Man, y'all hit the like button on your way in. 38 years old today. 38 years old. Happy. I'm blessed. I try to treat every day like my birthday. So I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Yeah. But anyway, Justin with the donation, he said, happy birthday, TD. Thanks for the love, Justin, man. I appreciate that, man. Big time. All right. I know some of y'all going to send some donations for my birthday if you want. Matter of fact, if you do, Let me do this instead. I'm gonna put this up there. That way YouTube don't take all your money. All right. If you want to send me something for my birthday, I would prefer you put your money to good use and send it to the Cash App. That way YouTube don't take all your money. All right. So thanks for the love again. Um, I'll just put it up there for those. Again, you don't have to do anything, but if you're gonna send anything, do it this way so YouTube don't take all your money. All right. Let me put it like this. Had me some fun today. Anyway, listen, I wanted to do a stream talking about Tua's future. And yeah, Team Capricorn's in the building, baby. They know what time it is. Ricardo in the house. What's up, Ricardo? Ricardo, man. Oh man, Ricardo the homie, man. He been around lately, man. Ricardo said, "Happy B-Day, TD. Wishing you many more prosperous trips around the sun with your beautiful and happy family." Thank you, my brother. Love you for that, man. Love you for that, man. Appreciate you, man. Big time. Again, y'all, thank y'all for the love, man. I'm 38, man. I'm 38. I'm getting younger, y'all. Your boy is getting younger, man. I ain't hit the fours yet, but I'll be there, man. God willing, man. Ricardo, I know what you meant, Ricardo. I know you meant son. You ain't got to correct with me. You good with me. I already know what you meant, homie. Yeah, still young. I feel, I'm beat up, right? Like my arms, I'm showing y'all my ash. I'm fresh out the shower, by the way. I'm showing you my ash on my arms, fresh out the shower. I need to get some ointment. My arms are burning, man. I've been working out a little bit lately, and they hurt. The pain, man. Pain. That pain. It is what it is. But yeah, man. Anyway, but yeah, I wanted to do this live because I wanted to talk about these two topics because they're big topics to me right now: the future of Tua Tagovailoa and Terron Armstead dilemma. First and foremost, I want to start out talking about Terron Armstead. All right, we're gonna go into that, but before we do, remember that this stream is being brought to you by Mojo Sports. Again, I've been promoting Mojo Sports all year because I think it's a cool concept and cool idea, the players stock market. And I want you all to get in on it as well with Mojo Sports. The QR code is on the screen right here. If in regards to Mojo Sports, if you're in Jersey, you can actually invest in players now. If you're not in Jersey, then you can still download the app. So if you all want to help me out, download the app anyway, because supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. It won't cost you a penny. Most of y'all ain't in Jersey anyway, so you wouldn't even be able to put a penny in. So download the Mojo app. It would definitely help the channel. Again, supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel, okay? So with that being said, make sure you get that in, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the wifey in here. Hillary take care of TD for all of us. She always do, y'all. She always take care of me. That's my love. That's my best friend. That's my everything. That's my understanding. I love you, baby. Okay. Happy birthday, Dolphins Mania. Oh, somebody else's birthday? I think she's saying somebody in Dolphins Mania birthday. Happy birthday, man. Capricorn's rule, baby. All right, Let me back up for a second. Let me try to stay focused and get into the content because I know y'all keep showing love. I want to start out with Terron Armstead. Okay. Hey, it's like, where do I begin? Because this is a loaded subject that may not be very popular. It may not be very popular. Let me say this. We messed up, in my opinion. The sad thing is, I told y'all at the beginning of the season how many games you were going to get from Armstead. We were half a game short of what we wanted. We knew he was going to get hurt. I mean, we don't know, but history tells you he was going to get hurt. What he gave us this year was his average every year. And Terron Armstead was everything for this offense. And when I found out yesterday, I didn't even know this. When I found out yesterday that after his week 1 injury, the doctors recommend he had pretty much season-ending surgery, and he decided to play through it, man, we messed up. We gambled on somebody that we knew was going to be injury-prone anyway. Why is this important? Because had he had surgery after week 1, I have to ask y'all, how many games would we have won this year? Had he had surgery, because without Armstead, this O-line does not look good overall. May have a solid game here or there, but doesn't look good. Without Armstead, if he would have elected to have surgery, how many games would we have truly won? I'm going to be optimistic and say 6. That's just me. Could be 5, could be 4, could be 3. I'm going to be optimistic and say 6. My son was born today on your birthday. He's came just in time to see his first playoff win versus them hot garbage Bills. That's what's up. Congratulations, by the way. You got a newborn that was born today. Congratulations. That's beautiful, brother. Very beautiful. That's what's up. Man, I hope we get this win, man. It'll be so glorious. But we may have won 6 games at best. And you know the saddest part about that? Had he not played, we would have all been with pitchforks about Tua Tagovailoa. Because he wouldn't have been doing what he was doing. He would have made some plays, but he wouldn't have been doing what he's doing. We would have had pitchforks. Tua gotta go. Blah, blah, blah. We would have, as a matter of fact, he might have got benched at some point. But it also teaches you that it ain't necessarily his fault. Because we know what Tua needs around him to be successful, and that's a major piece. And now here we are in a playoff game where you need him the most. And everybody's leaning towards the fact that he may very well not play. And I'm still holding out hope. Still holding out hope. The issue that I have most with the Armstead situation is the fact that it's not about now that he's not there. It's also about the next 2 years. This is why I've been told you all. We have to start looking for his replacement now as well. I told y'all that before he had all these injuries. I said, Armstead, man, we got to draft or find his replacement to sit behind him and develop as well. We have so many needs on this team that people don't realize just because a great player sitting in this spot right now. Terron, I'm trying to tell y'all, Terron Armstead may have one more year with this Miami Dolphin team when you look at the guaranteed money, of course. He's also getting older. He hasn't missed a year in like 30 years without an injury. You got to start finding his replacement now. But how? What assets? What assets do you have to get a left tackle? You know, in the draft, you got to get a first round left tackle. Xavier Howard, you got to start finding his replacement. But are we really thinking this way? This is why I'm trying to tell you all this team has gone for broke, and they know that they're in a 3-year window and 1 year just passed. I mean, we're in the postseason, but 1 year is done. We got 2 more years in our window. All depending on the quarterback situation to remedy that. The only way we extend it from 2 years to more is if we got a quarterback on a rookie deal in the next 2 years. And the only option we have for that right now is Skylar Thompson miraculously becoming the guy, or some guy we draft. I mean, we go trade for a veteran quarterback. You got 2 years, because after that, the money kicks in. We're in a window. Salute to the homie Flipside Fishing. Said, happy birthday, bro. I have a good feeling for Sunday's game. Me too, but the Terron Armstead situation is bothering me. We have yet to see Terron Armstead on the field with the quarterback not named Tua Tagovailoa, and it's upsetting because it's like it works like clockwork. It's almost like clockwork. And I'm not saying that there's this special, Tua not playing, well, I ain't finna play. I'm not saying that that's the case at all, but at the same token, this ain't good. The most stable piece you have on the O-line that changes it from horrible to decent, not great, we're still not great, but changes it from horrible to decent. We don't even have them in the biggest moments. And it's frustrating because a quarterback like Skylar Thompson, he's not like Tua Tagovailoa. He's not the get the ball out quick type of guy. He's actually trying to process and determine his best option and fire it, but that's going to cause him to have the ball in his hands a little longer. And that's why you need the best of the O-line you can have to really have a shot. So as we really break down and think about this Terron Armstead situation, this can become a real headache in the future. I don't care what direction you want to go. Let's say you want to go with Tua next year, right? Terron Armstead is obviously going to have surgery in this offseason. How long is that going to take for him to recover? Are we going to have another Byron Jones situation? All of those things do matter. And not to mention, this man has been dealing with turf toe and stuff for a long time now. If you know anything about turf toe, y'all see Deion Sanders, what he went through, right? Y'all know what Deion Sanders went through. Got 3 toes on the left leg now. Cut all up and down his leg. 3 surgeries while he was playing in the league. And this isn't the first time he's dealt with this. Terron Armstead's injuries are like a lingering thing that just keep reoccurring over and over and over. And at the end of the day, it's starting to look like it might have been a bad investment, even though when he is on the field, it's definitely worth it. But again, in the biggest moments, if you're only going to have him, he said it's not about the pain. He ain't worrying about pain. He ain't dealing with pain. It's about the movement, the mobility. We don't even have a healthy Armstead. He would still help us, but we don't even have a healthy Armstead. And if he has to get surgery soon as the season is over, then it's like, when will he be ready? And then even if he gets ready, what's next? What's the next one? Potentially. What's the next injury? Shout out to the homie Big Finn. Said TD inspired him to start a channel. Hit me up, bro. That's collab. What's next? Scant Dollar said, "Happy birthday, big bro. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, but this whole rebuild was botched. Picks and money wasted, and we're still in limbo at the most important position." Shaking my head. Well, I mean, if you, and I know you, Scant, been watching this channel for a while. I told y'all this would be the case the moment they fired Brian Flores. I said that we botch it for the simple fact that now we're going to go in a different direction. With Flores, we had a plan. The only issue with that plan was the quarterback situation. And when they fired him, we botched that whole plan because we brought in a different philosophy of football. See, Brian Flores wouldn't have needed to bring in Bradley Chubb. Brian Flores would have had Andrew Van Ginkel just getting more reps and balling out. This is true. Brian Flores would have been begging to go ahead and get a guard or a right tackle with that money or save it for our new quarterback. This is true. T. Rich said Flores would have struggled this year with all the injuries. Well, I'm not sure about that because I don't think Flores would have consented on getting Armstead. I think Flores would have rather get two $8 million linemen instead of the one guy in Armstead because he has the Bill Belichick approach. Instead of getting one $16 million guy that's an A++, I'd rather get two $8 million guys that's a B-. That's the Bill Belichick approach. And again, it's saying Brian Flores is gone now. I'm just pointing out the point that I knew that we would have botched it for the simple fact that we're 70% into the rebuild and we change course. That's never good. You're 70% into something and you bring a whole new philosophy in it. %70 deep and you change the philosophy is never a good recipe. 40% still tough, but I can understand that. But we were 70% down that road and the whole philosophy changed. So the Terron Armstead situation really bothers me because we're on the hook for a while, but we don't even know how often or how much we're going to have the guy. And obviously he knows he's going to have to get surgery in the offseason. And how long is that going to keep him out? We don't know. But correct me if I'm wrong because I don't remember off the top of my head, but something's in there right now. Something's in there right now. Didn't Terron Armstead just come off of a surgery and was recovering all offseason? And wasn't doing any voluntaries or anything because he was rehabbing and then he had to be ready. Didn't he just come fresh off of last offseason, a surgery or something? It's in my head. I don't remember precisely, but I thought that he had just had a surgery and we signed him anyway, coming off of a surgery. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong or right. It's vague in my head, but I think we signed him after he had just had a brand new surgery. Yeah, okay, I am correct. And he didn't even you didn't even see him in training camp. It was like he didn't play in training camp until like the last 2 weeks, and that was like 1 or 2 days a week. I'm remembering better now because I did a stream in the summer when we got him, for some reason, I traveled to Dallas, and I remember parking the car in my father-in-law's garage, and I was literally live with y'all, and I was like, we just signed a guy. He's a good player, but I'm not the biggest. No, we didn't sign. We signed him we signed him that very day, and I said, it's a good move. Yeah, we got him, and I was pumped about it, but I wasn't thrilled because I said at the end of the day, he's as good as it gets, but you're only getting 12 games. And you don't know, and he getting older, and he fresh off of a surgery. You don't know what he gonna be after that. I remember now, I was live in Dallas in my father-in-law's garage. I still remember I was live about Armstead when we signed him. And now here we go going into the next offseason, and we about to get that again. We're about to get that again. Another surgery and probably no off-season work. Shout out to the homie Curtis Williams on the Cash App. Dropped the donation, said, for birthday beer, my guy. Salute to you. Maybe some wine. I kind of cut off of the beer. Thank you. Love that, man. Appreciate you, homie. Again, if you want to show love, the Cash App is right there. That way YouTube don't take all my money. But anyway, that's why I'm real. I really don't like this Armstead situation, because the reality is you spent money to hide the offensive line deficiencies, and then whenever that person gets hurt, your O-line doesn't pick up the slack. And on top of it, it angers me because we haven't developed a single person on this O-line, y'all. We haven't developed anybody on this O-line. Appreciate you, Curtis. Jonah with the donation said, we are about to become the 2022 LA Rams without any Lombardis in the trophy case. This organization cannot get out of its own way. There's ways to fix it, though. But we'll talk about that at the end, okay? We'll talk about that at the very end. But we're going to have to figure out something with this Armstead situation. And I don't know what that looks like, honestly. Hunt is a developed O-line, TD. Hunt was better under Flores. He good now. Don't get me wrong. He ain't take a step back, but he ain't developed. Hunt been the one bright spot on this O-line that was drafted out of all of them. Matter of fact, screw all of them. The only one. That's a better way to put it. And that was since day one. Robert Hunt was a beast last year. Don't say he was developed this year, because sometimes I actually see him making the mental errors this year. I don't want to say Hunt didn't fall off this year, but I like to say he was better last year than this year. So don't tell me nothing about Hunt is developed. Hunt was that guy. He's always been consistently good, but that was under Flores. He didn't take a step forward or a leap this year. No, I'm sorry. You can't give nobody on this staff credit for no Robert Hunt. That's one thing we not going to do. Hunt was that dude last year. This year, Hunt is good, solid, you know? I'm just saying. Brand new scheme. They don't matter. They don't matter. I mean, think about it. This is third year under a brand new scheme in the NFL in general. Hunt been that dude. And I'm gonna tell you now, you look better when you got more around you too. At least this year, he finally had a center next to him that could make him look even better. But all I'm saying is, don't make it seem like he got better under Mike McDaniel. He's been good the whole time. Yeah, this scheme asked him to do more, but he did more. He was very good in it. He was very good this year too. TD, if I see Byron Jones, I'm gonna smack him like he's Chris Rock. Man, y'all can't be taking it personal. If you were Byron Jones, you'd be doing exactly what he doing. If I were Byron Jones, I would be doing what he doing. I got this money sitting here. Y'all trying to bring in more players. Y'all done hit me up and say, can we do a restructure? I didn't have to because the way the contract was structured, I had y'all dead to rights. But you know what? As a team player, I'm going to go ahead and restructure. I'm going to let you go ahead and add a few more avoidables and this and that and this. And as soon as I sign on the dotted line, y'all give me my more signing bonus. Oh, y'all trying to trade me? Oh, nope, I'm hurt. Nope. I need to go have surgery. Yep. I knew I've been needing to have it, but you know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to go have it. Yep, there goes surgery. Trade deadline. Who want me? Nobody? Yeah, I thought so. Trying to do me like that. Nah, I'm straight. I'll be ready for next offseason. Nah. Next offseason come, I'm straight. This guaranteed money on the injury. Now that dead cap, I'm straight. You ain't gonna throw me to the wolves. Trade deadline. Who's gonna pay that salary? No. He knew that. They were trying to trade him a year earlier, right after he restructured for the team. He didn't restructure early this year. He restructured way back when, over a year ago. Gave them flexibility and everything to go get Tyreek and do everything they wanted. And y'all trying to put me in some packages, some trade packages and stuff. Yeah, I hear all the rumors with Deebo Samuels and all that. I'm straight. Going to have surgery. See y'all in training camp. And I'll let you know if I feel like playing in. It is what it is. I agree, T-Rich. It is a business. And since it is a business, ladies and gentlemen, that takes me to the next subject at hand. It takes me to the next subject at hand, Tua Tagovailoa. As we have this conversation, we have to remember that it is a business. Let me say this again. We have to remember that it is a business. I believe that Tua Tagovailoa may have played his very last down versus the Green Bay Packers, throwing 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter with the Miami Dolphins. I believe that he may have played his very last down. Okay. First, I want to start out with the scenarios where he can continue to be a Dolphin. And there are only a few. Scenario 1, where he continues to be a Dolphin. Skylar Thompson destroys the Buffalo Bills. Skylar Thompson makes a playoff run to where this team starts to look at Skylar Thompson and say, we can really, truly invest in your future. And if that happens, which is tough to bank on, but anything's possible. If that happens, they will not feel pressed to move on from Tua. Because what they would then have is what they would be able to sell to everyone, a legitimate backup in Skylar Thompson and Tua as the starter with a potential competition in camp. Because if you have Skylar balling out, you don't have to worry about getting criticized for not pursuing a safer, more reliable, and better option in the offseason. You could have got Brady, but you didn't. Shame on you. Not if Skylar balls out. You could have gotten Carr. You could have got whoever you like and whoever you don't like. There are too many. This is one year where there are actually too many options. There are too many options for you to just neglect them all with too many. What did I miss, TD? Can I get a rundown? We just talked about the Terron Armstead concerns, and now we're on Tua's future. And happy birthday to me. That's it. So this is what I'm thinking. This ain't in stone. But I think I need to back up for a second because I think I got too far ahead of this conversation. I need to start this conversation with a serious talk, and this is all opinionated, but I have a very strong opinion about this. I will argue to the death about this because I feel like, in my personal opinion, it's common sense, but it doesn't make me right, but God dog it, I'm right. That's how I feel about it. You see what I mean? So let me go ahead and make the statement that's controversial now. Here we go. The Miami Dolphins would be recklessly irresponsible to move forward in investing in Tua Tagovailoa as their future starting quarterback. For so many freaking reasons. Let's run down the reasons. Reason number one, his long-term health with concussions. It is a concern. Do we have a history of players having the same amount of him or more and still being fine and having a long career? Yes, but it is a true concern for Tua Tagovailoa. And any neurologist will tell you that. And in today's NFL, it's a heightened risk for it. And I feel like he's going to get snowballed out of this league. And I heard Colin Cowherd say this earlier, and he was 100% correct. Just like Colin Kaepernick, total different scenario. But just like him, there's going to be a silent consensus with the owners around the league. We can't touch this guy. We need to leave him be and let him be on his way. It's not good for the shield. It's not good for him. It's not good for the teams. It's not good for the attention of this league to be dealing with something that was a nightmare for us that ended up in billions of dollars of settlement as it is. We've had people get concussed all the time, but we're seizing up on the field like that and being carted away. It's not good for the league. That's number one. Somebody say, "Oh my God, TD, you're listening to Clown Herd." Say what you see. This is where I urge you. I'm not even gonna clap back at what you just said. I'm just gonna try to talk to you, brother. We gotta stop paying attention to the messenger and listen to the message. And if you disagree with the message and don't take anything out of it, then leave it. But what he said was spot on. Do you not think that that's a legitimate possibility? You want to? All right. You got to stop worrying about the messenger and listen to the message, because it will blind you and leave you ignorant if you just ignore it because of the messenger. The messenger that you hate might be trying to save your life, but since it's them, you're going to die because you don't want to take nothing they say. Florio said the same thing today, TD. I heard Florio say it too. You're right. I did hear Florio. He was on the screen with some woman, and he said the same thing. That's just, and I don't try to get into the messenger or the angles or dilemma. I just try to bring y'all what makes sense, and what I don't care who say it. I'm gonna listen to it, evaluate it myself, do my own research. If it makes sense, I'm presenting it. But I'm saying to y'all, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the NFL. If you are the NFL commissioner or one of the owners, do you want this story every 2 months coming up? League investigations, the brand being questioned on safety. Should my kids play the game? All of that stuff. That would you want that type of publicity if you were an owner? Even if it ain't your team, if you were an NFL owner, would you want that type of publicity? You wouldn't. Now, let me move on, though. Let me move on. The concussions is just one reason. It ain't even the biggest reason. You want to know what the biggest reason is? For 3 years straight, regardless of what injury it was, you haven't been there for your team 100%. Whatever the injury was, we ain't just talking about concussions. This man may have not have had a concussion. He could have tore his ACL or did anything like that. He could have sprained his ankle earlier in the season and missed the Bengals in them 2 other games. Got back and played. And then now at the end of the season, he could have torn his ACL and been out. It ain't had nothing to do with concussions. Say concussions never entered the room. They were regular, normal injuries that football players get. We should still be having this conversation because it's 3 years in a row now. 3 years in a row now, this man done missed 5, 6, 7 games. Screw the concussions. Being available, period. But when you add the concussions, man, the compound is negligently irresponsible if you were to move forward. Now, let's get to the third and final reason why they should move on. We got concussions. We got 3 years of not being there for your team in general. Now, number three. Y'all ready for this one? Y'all ready for this one? It can start debate all you want, but you ready for this one? The number 3 reason you need to move on from Tua Tagovailoa is because of his play on the field. See, you don't just take year 3 and say, this is my sample size. We have year 1 sample size, we got year 2 sample size, and we got year 3 sample size. When you put it all together, average at best. Not only average at best, let's talk about his great games this year. How many games did he play at an MVP level this year? I am challenging y'all. Let's be honest out here. Even you 2 in ears, let's go through our minds and say, no, I ain't talking about a good game. I'm talking about MVP level. How many games did he play at an MVP level this year? How many MVP level? I ain't talking about how many we won. How many games did he play at an MVP level? And T. Rich, he didn't make the Pro Bowl. Can we wait to him? He ain't even going to be an alternate. Now that you think about it, even being selected as an alternate, he ain't even going to be an alternate now. He's not even going to be an alternate. But I am asking y'all to flood the comment section. How many games did he play at a quote-unquote MVP level? I'll help you out with one. The Lions, 31st ranked defense in the NFL. The Bears, the 30th ranked defense in the NFL. The Browns, 20th ranked defense in the NFL. 1 quarter of the Ravens game, miss me with that. T-Rich, if you say Texans again, you need to stop. At halftime, Mike McDaniel said he'll be coming back out because he needs to work on some stuff. He was rusty in that game. He was not great in that Texans game. At halftime, Mike McDaniel, will we see Tua at the half? Even though we were blowing him out, will we see Tua at the half? There's some things, I'm sure we need to work on because of how rusty he looked at. The team dominated in the Texans game. Tua wasn't great in the Texans game. And then when he came back out, he had 2 drives and looked absolutely horrific because Armstead went in the game. I ain't even putting it on him. Armstead went in the game. But that horrific. And they said, screw that, him working it out. Get him out of there. He going to get killed. Yeah, he threw 300 yards in the first half. Wide open receivers with Tyreek and Waddle. It's typical. We keep on pointing to the yardage to say he had a MVP game. Stop. The coach at halftime said, yeah, he'll be playing after halftime. I think he knows that we need to work on some stuff. There's some things that I know realize we wish we had back. That's what the coach said at the halftime interview. But we could also talk about how many games did he play like he didn't even belong in the NFL. I ain't saying a backup or like a bum. How many games did he play at a level where you don't even belong in the NFL? Just as many MVP games. Just as many quote-unquote MVP games. We were so enamored about 3 games from Tua this year, and the reality is we were selling him. Well, we weren't. The Tuaneers were selling him. It's nice to ride the wave and ride the hype and sell something. And to crash down as hard as he did versus San Francisco, the Chargers, Buffalo, Green Bay, to crash down that hard is unacceptable. And to finish it out, to not even be there to try to even get over the hump. And that's just this year. Once again, you cannot excuse last year and the year before. Because I'm going to tell you another thing. If they don't go get a real quarterback who can open up an entire playbook, y'all need to understand. There's about 300 plays, man. We running 20. Go watch the film. We are running 20 plays every week all season. That is it. This is a fact. I'm talking about passing plays. This is a fact, y'all. We are running 20 plays every game all season. This is a straight up fact. And there's one play in particular we run 30% of the time. One play. And I think I proved that the other night on film study. 3 different games, I showed you the same play. We have a limited basic offense, and I know the West Coast offense. It's way more complex than this. It's way more complex than this. But I understand why we can't open it up and utilize it. Because we need to pick out the few plays that Tua will be able to execute, get the ball out of his hand quick, and take advantage of him being able to find these speedy guys right away. Where he don't have to process the field. He don't have to read defenses. He just need options. He don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1. They ain't got to do none of that. We're going to make him turn left, and I'm going to give you 2 or 3 options on every play. The guy on the right might be wide open for a touchdown, but it is what it is. This is what I want you to focus on, right over here on the left. Rarely do you see Tua look one way. I ain't talking about look the safety off and come back the other way. I'm talking about actually go through receivers and then come back the other way and go through receivers. Rarely do you see that, and that's where I was shocked with Skylar. I actually saw that. But that's why it looks like he's holding on to the ball. Concussions, medical history in the NFL in general, and your play on the field has not warranted the Miami Dolphins to feel like you are a franchise quarterback. And let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen, even if Tua was healthy, we could sit here and say he gives us the best chance to win, but anybody in their right mind knows good and well that still didn't mean we were going to win. Because at the end of the day, our team could play just as good as any other team. We know on the other side of the ball in these playoffs that Patrick Mahomes, that Josh Allen, that Joe Burrow, that Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, if he was playing, every single one of them is better than him. We don't want to say it, but it is the truth. Is the truth. And I know everybody like Trevor Lawrence too. I'm not going that far. I got to see a little more in Trevor Lawrence. Matter of fact, in particular, how he executes in these postseason under pressure moment. So this notion, we see, and this is what's frustrating. It don't matter. When we went into the playoffs, these teams were better anyway. They were better anyway. TD, where would you rank Tua? Which one, T-Rich? Tua in general, or the win streak Tua, or the lose streak Tua, or the collective Tua? I mean, I just need to know which one first, because that could be a huge difference in ranking. It could be a huge difference in ranking. Matter of fact, how about I give you all three? Tua cooking against bum defenses, I put him at 7th in the NFL. Tua against great defenses, I put him 27th, 28th. Tua in general, this year he's elevated himself overall to about 14th. Only 7? Yeah, T-Rich 7. When Tua was cooking, he's like the 7th best quarterback. And that's me assuming he's cooking all the time. Say he kept cooking. See, but here's the thing that takes, honestly, Tua's lower than 7. I'm being generous, and let me tell you why. Early in the season, nobody knew what to expect on this offense. We running with wide open receivers and everything. Now, truth be told, it ain't really so much the great defenses we playing. It's the fact that they've figured us out. The scheme has figured us out. If other teams had played us like that early in the season, if the Lions would play us like the Jets, we still probably cook them, but we wouldn't have been doing what we were doing. Tua's numbers aren't a reflection of him. Tua's numbers have the evidence is there. His numbers have purely been because of who you play and how they play you. If you gonna run cover 2 with 2 deep high safeties, okay, Tua gonna eat all day. He is gonna eat all day. Elementary. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Hit the middle of the field wide open. I mean, it's just easy. I mean, when you go watch the Lions game, When you just hike the ball, back to pass, throws across the middle, like no level of difficulty. Wide open, ain't a defender within 10 feet of Tyreek. It could be bad but placement and all if he wanted. It could be bad placement and all. I'm glad you said that, Jermaine. So let me explain. Jermaine put a comment saying, oh my God, you said Tua was playing at a top 2 QB level. Hold on, let me bring it down. QB after the Bears game. He was. What we're comparing right now is if Tua cooked like that for the whole season, he would be around 7. At the time, Tua was playing like the second best. Herbert was going through a few woes. Burrow had just came off of a few woes. So he was 7th at the time. But when you put the whole book together for the whole season for all them quarterbacks, the way they cook and the way he cooked, he would have been 7th on my list. Because another thing you got to pay attention to, when Tua got 350 yards and 7 of his passes was wide open for 30 yards each, which accounted for 200 of the yards. And I'm sitting out here watching Burrow throw dimes with Chase with a defender all over him, and Chase making the play, snatching it and all, but a more difficult pass that can't be underthrown. Everybody, it ain't created equal, y'all. The same, both of them can have 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. They're not created equal. Sometimes one of them did it the hard way and the other one had an easy day. I mean, y'all don't sit here and act delusional. The Lions game, we have never seen so many wide open receivers in our life. Don't be delusional. Y'all know, were the receivers wide open in the Lions game? Yes or no? Were they wide open? Yes or no? Everyone plays bum defenses. Some play more than others. It just depends on your strength of schedule sometimes. Let's not make it seem like everybody got the same scenario every year. It's just not true. And then on top of it, some weeks, some teams will play you different. The same Lions team might play Buffalo different than they play us. They may say, you know what? We're not going to worry about Diggs and them. We're going to worry about Josh Allen running. So we're going to bring everything up. Against us, they may say, we're not worried about Tua running. We're scared of Tyreek. Let's bring everything back. Every week is a different game plan. It doesn't matter, though. At the end of the day, all I'm saying to you is this. I'm not looking at how many yards you had because that's situational. I'm not looking at how many touchdowns you threw because that's situational, because there's some quarterbacks in this league that will lead a team 60 yards passing down the field, get to the 1-yard line, hand it off, and walk in. I'm not worried about all of those things. What I'm worried about is what I see on Sunday, and I could see the level of difficulty. I could see when there was a tough pass to make, and oh my God, man, it's guys that got to make that tough, difficult pass 10 times a game and hit it 7 times. And when in some games I watch Tua, and he got to make that tough pass 10 times a game. He hit it 3 times. And lucky him, some games you ain't got to make that tough pass at all having a Tyreek and Waddle. When I watched that all 22 film of the Jets game with Tyreek and Waddle, man, if it wasn't for Tyreek and Waddle too, we would have scored 0 points. Some of them routes they were running in tight coverage, man. I was watching the QB coach, whatever it is, a channel where a guy evaluates. He was evaluating Skylar Thompson's game. It was one route where Waddle ran. It was like a out route, right? But how the defense schemed it, they played outside leverage and they had the safety over the top, right? So they're forcing Waddle to go inside. On the out route, you want to be on the outside so you can just go out. But now you're forced inside on the out route, and he already on the outside. Waddle speed went inside and beat him outside around him. And Skylar delivered the ball, but that's just the route running that got that play. Good throw by Skylar, but the route running did that. Had it not been for Waddle, man, probably another incompletion or a pick or something. It's called QB School. I saw the video. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It was a good throw by Skylar because he escaped the pocket and delivered it. But without Waddle, that never happens. Give me Devontae Parker. It never happens. Give me most of the receivers in the league. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So when I say to y'all, all these things ain't created equal. You can look at Burrow. He got weapons, but I'm sorry. That play right there, chases Tyreek. Who's their Waddle that was going to do that? They got a version of their Waddle, but he ain't fast like Waddle. He ain't getting around a guy like that. He a beast in his own right, but he ain't making that play. I know Higgins, but he ain't making that play Waddle made. Higgins ain't doing that play like Waddle did. If you ain't seen it, go check out the video. So everybody ain't created equal, bro. Some of these quarterbacks got to do it the hard way. But I think a lot of people have figured us out, and that's going to be a problem for Tua next year if he was to return. On top of that, we're going to have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. Us winning that game now gave us the second best team in the 3 divisions that we play next year. TD, biggest franchise blunder, taking Culpepper instead of Breeze or Tua instead of Herbert. Time always tells, bro. Happy birthday, TD. More life, more blessings, bro. Thank you, man. Salute to you. Had one up here from T-Rich. T-Rich said the difference between a top 5 defense and 32nd ranked defense is 7 points. To 100% discredit a player's performance is insane. No. The difference between a top 5 defense and a 7-point defense is the Lions giving up 400 yards a game and the Jets giving up 189. Miss me with that. 10 more yards a game, and you don't see the difference in that? Miss me with that. How about if you want to make them even, how about we go ahead and take away 210 yards from them good games of Tua and tell me where he is on the season? Tell me where he is on the season. Try to 7 points. That's a huge difference anyway, by the way. But to discredit a player's performance is insane. It's a 210-yard difference. How did he perform versus San Francisco? And you're lucky he didn't get to play the Jets twice this year. It would have been interesting to see what he would have did in that game. Be quite honest with you, I think the Jets might have had multiple picks on them. Because the one thing I was impressed with Skylar, they were baiting those quick slants and all that all day. And Skylar would, I saw what you tried to do there. Tua would have fired that boy, as he always does. Talk about to discredit because of the different ranking defense. How am I discrediting when there's evidence of go look at the great defenses we played, look at how he did. Go look at the bad defenses we played, look how great he did. I'm discrediting him. The proof is in the pudding. Anyway, back to it. Who was that? Shout out to David Barrera with the donation on the Cash App. Said for happy birthday. Salute to you, man. Thank you so much. Anywho, all I'm saying to y'all is there's too many reasons to move on anyway. Miami would be highly reckless if they picked up his 5th-year option on May 3rd. The Miami Dolphins only owe Tua a little bit over $4 million left. When he first signed his deal, they gave him $20 million cash up front of his $32 million deal. The rest of the years, it was like $5 million, $3 million, and this year is like $4 million something. Now he's still a $9 million cap hit. But as far as cash that they actually have to pay him, it's only about $4 million left. The Miami Dolphins more than likely will move on from Tua Tagovailoa in the offseason. It's business. You cannot justify a Tom Brady saying, I'll come there and go get you a young quarterback and I'll help him out for 2 years. You cannot justify overlooking a Derek Carr option because it looks like they're going to have to cut him because nobody's going to trade for that contract because they don't have any dead cap if they cut him. It's highly unlikely that they will literally pass up on an opportunity of an Aaron Rodgers potentially coming if they can get the contract situation favorable. It's highly unlikely if they could trade to get Lamar Jackson that they're going to pass that up if he's an option. Truth be told, it's highly unlikely for whatever leftovers are there in San Francisco for them not to look at it. It's all highly unlikely. Because if the Miami Dolphins pass on these opportunities, then they are in fact telling the fan base that they don't care. This is who we are. A reckless and irresponsible organization. This is who we are. Yeah, Kyler Murray might even be on the market. You're right. There's too many guys that might be available. Even Kirk Cousins is available every year. Nobody just end up trading. Because here's the deal too. Well, let's act like Tua didn't have concussions because that eliminates him. Period for me. It ain't the concussions; it's how he had them and the timeline. People talk about, well, this person had 3 concussions in 9 months. Tua might have had 3 in 2.5 months. And the reason why they're worried about Tua right now, why they're sitting him for the rest of the year, is because not remembering shows signs of neurological damage. Loss of memory. Now, you can come right out of that. Hey, I remember everything now. I'm not losing my memory on anything. I mean, Tua's going to clear at some point. At some point, they're going to say, I mean, you're clear. Like this is what y'all need to understand. This is what the doctor's going to tell them because I've already read 5 different doctors say that this is what's going to end up happening. This ain't TD trying to be a doctor. These are neurologists that have already said they're final on Tua. Whenever he is cleared, he will be told, we do not recommend you play football at all anymore. Period. But you are cleared. We don't have the symptoms anymore. It don't look like they're lingering. But please know, if you do have another concussion, that could be the straw that broke the camel's back. That could be the thing that you can't return from. The thing that causes you damage that you got to live with for the rest of your life. You're clear right now because you have no symptoms and we're clearing you. But let's be clear. I don't recommend you play anymore at all. That is what every single one of these doctors are going to tell him. Period. And they are going to, no. That ain't what they gonna tell him. That's what they already told him. Let's get that straight. That's what they already told him. And that's what they already told the Miami Dolphins as well. Beyond the details, the homie said, TD, did you get my super chat or should I send it on Cash App? I didn't see a super chat, but if you want to send some love, I prefer Cash App. I hate for you to have to send it twice, though. But I didn't see anything, bro. But I appreciate you, man. It's that simple. You done already, I know all y'all done read the articles because you follow everything Miami Dolphins. You done already heard what the neurologists have been saying. They would not recommend Tua Tagovailoa play football anymore. And the problem why he's not clearing and he's only been cleared for stage 2 is simply because nobody is going to sign off on him right now. Ron, come on, bro. Learn how to listen, bro. I'm not going to get on you, man. I'm just going, once again, another person, I'm just going to help. Ron, I did not say that the Dolphins told him that. The doctors told him that. And the doctors told the Dolphins that. Not the Dolphins telling him that. The Dolphins aren't allowed to tell him that. They're his employer. They're not allowed to tell him what he can do or what he can't do. I never said that. Listen to the words that I am saying and stop making it seem like, oh, GD lying. The Dolphins never told him that. You're not even listening. Don't be one of those people that's only here to try to wait till I say something that's wrong so that you can call it out. Please don't. Never said such a thing, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, though. Love you, though. Now I want to tell you my personal feelings on it. My personal feelings, I can't skip up on these options that's out there, y'all. I don't care. And listen, I ain't no two in here. I'm a Dolphin fan. I can't skip up on these options out here. I take Tom Brady. Tom Brady, my number one choice. Well, Lamar Jackson's my number one choice, but Tom Brady's my second choice. Rodgers is a choice, but I don't like the money he'll cost because he ain't gonna have avoidable years. He got big contract money. Because I know Brady. Brady gonna take a pay cut. That's just who he is. Or he gonna help you out with the avoidable years, and you gonna what? You gonna be having $10 million cap hit on Brady. You may be paying more later down the road, but he trying to go get a ring just like you. I want to go into a season feeling like we got everything we need to go win it all now. I can't pass that up. I can't pass that up. I just can't. I can't. I cannot. I need to one of them guys. Lamar, Brady, Rodgers. Man, Carr is an upgrade. However y'all want to look at it. He ain't had a great season this year, but you know what? He get a look at all these wide open receivers. I take my chance. I'm sorry. You want this bottle. I can't pass up on it. And let me tell you another thing that we got to consider. What is the likelihood that the Miami Dolphins are going to really invest in the best O-line in the NFL? What's the likelihood that if one of those guys on the O-line go down, we got good depth to replace them? Because let's be honest, if Tua ain't got it consistently all season, what does it matter anyway? What does it matter anyway? Tua comes back next year, Armstead get hurt. What does it matter anyway? You cannot expect the Miami Dolphins to bring in 4 more legitimate offensive linemen in the offseason because that's what it's going to take. You're going to need a legitimate one. If Armstead get hurt, that means you're going to have one of the best left tackle backups in the league, which nobody want to do. See, all of that stuff, but you can't come to me and say, yeah, but that'll be with any quarterback. Now, that ain't true. What we are learning out here, a lot of quarterbacks are doing more with less. A lot of quarterbacks are doing more with less. And a lot of quarterbacks are proving that. Burrow and his offensive line is trash, delivering. Herbert, out of all people this year, trash O-line, delivered. There's levels to this. You always got to have that O-line intact and playing at a high level for Tua. There's levels to this. Do you want a great O-line around every quarterback? Of course you do. But just in case you can't because your star left tackle go down, can your quarterback make the difference? Can they still make enough plays without him? TD Brady ain't going to go for no weak offensive line. That's the beauty of Brady. People will come play for Brady. You got Tyreek Hill and Waddle when you add Brady. You tell me what free agent won't take a pay cut and come here. Man, we'd have more veterans, but them veterans will be legit. Brady gonna go, but man, Brady will bring his center, say, hey, put Connor back at left guard. Terron, you over there. If you slip up, we got a solid guy. Go invest in a solid $7 million left tackle that's solid. I do you better. Go give me a solid left tackle that could also play right tackle. So now let's see him at right tackle. Man, listen. Brady come here, you ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. Brady comes here, you don't have to worry about none of that. Because the weapons he'll have is faster and have more skill than the ones he got now. He got Evans, the deep threat. He got a few guys that can make some intermediate stuff. But Waddle and Tyreek, that's a whole different element for him. He gonna have his what you call it? What's their names? He gonna have his Wes Welker and Julian Edelman on steroids. That's what he'll have. He'll have Wes Welker and Julian Edelman on steroids. Gronk probably ain't going to come back at this point if he ain't come back this offseason, but I will tell you this. Imagine keeping Gesicki. He could turn Gesicki into a Gronk or utilize him as a Travis Kelce. He can elevate Mike Gesicki to a Pro Bowl level for his first time. Guarantee you that. I'm telling y'all, man, that would be a whole nother level. Brady with these weapons. And another thing, he's just the master of pre-snap, post-snap. He knows what he's looking at. He knows the coverages. He knows where the blitz is coming from. He can help this O-line. He can help the O-line. And let me say this. Let me say this to y'all. And you better admit it. You want to know what Brady will also bring to the table? The biggest thing Brady will bring to the table? That fire in this offensive line and these receivers behind. If it ain't going right, he going to cuss them out in front of the world, on the field and everything. He is about accountability. He going to get up in you. You gonna hear when he mad. You gonna hear he gonna get up in his team. He ain't dealing with that trash play. Something we ain't seen in 3 years. Brady ain't going for that crap. He gonna yell at your behind in the huddle and all. Get it together. And I promise you gonna try your best to. You don't want to be the one getting called out in a weak link. I bet you these guys now on this O-line, when they make a mistake, oh, man, I made it again. All right, next play. Nah, Brady ain't no next play. What Brady going to rip you into two and make sure you get it together. You're going to be nervous on that next play. Okay, let me get this right. Ain't nobody nervous in Miami right now. Ain't nobody on this whole team nervous. Ain't nobody on any given play. Oh, don't screw this up. Don't screw it. No, they ain't. Because they ain't got nobody getting up in them. And y'all know it's true. Y'all know it's true. Because you ain't got no dogs on that field that's getting up into people. They all kumbaya and team one play for another and all this crap. No, I'm playing my behind off. You over there slacking. If you say you play for me, get it together. We ain't got none of that. And y'all know it's true. You know it's true. That's the biggest thing he'll bring. Biggest thing. And he gonna make them all work extra. And they all gonna put in extra reps. And he gonna have them all in the film room constantly. Constantly communicating everything. That's just what he is. Long as he play the game, he say that's how he gonna be. Make no sense. This team was one of the most disciplined teams, and now we ain't got no discipline. Just whistles left and right, boneheaded stuff left. Like, come on, man. That's when you know you ain't got no dogs holding your brother next to you accountable. You just tapping his helmet. Don't worry, we'll get it next time. Heck no, get up in him. You know that's unacceptable. I'm just saying, y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. And I'm sorry. That's why I'm sick of this show we got going on in Miami. This ain't nothing but a show. This is a circus. This is a circus. This is a freaking circus, man. It don't make no sense. You all, every time you have an opportunity to make the splash that you need to make, we somehow blow it. Let us go this offseason without trying to take advantage of one of them options. It's just what we do. And you know what? The worst thing Miami can do is think in their head like these people keep trying. See, this is these people out here trying to plant this narrative, right? Let me tell you why they did. Let me tell y'all how they trying to keep Tua. They keep bringing up one situation to try to keep Tua. And I'm telling you, if the Miami Dolphins thinking this way, they are tripping. They made the right decision the first time. It just didn't work out in their favor. That happens. Everybody keep bringing up the Drew Brees situation. If you move on from him, he's going to go somewhere and be great. You're worried about his injuries, and look what happened. If Miami sit there and say, we cannot get Drew Brees again, we got to stick with it, they are the biggest clown bozos ever. Let's get something straight, ladies and gentlemen. They made the right decision with Drew Brees. It just didn't work out in their favor. Drew Brees was very fortunate. And another thing, truth be told, Drew Brees may have not have been Drew Brees had he stayed in Miami anyway. You can't play the odds. It's like this. It's like having a 1 out of 3 chance of winning, right? So you play and you lose. And now you're like, man, I'm going to play again, but I'm going to go against the odds because I went with them last time. It's the dumbest thing you could do. It's the dumbest thing you can do. Common sense. You got these kind of injuries. History tells you that ain't going to work out. Unlucky of you, one of the rare cases where it did happened to be your decision. Now, you don't go against the odds to try to make it right and then look stupid and be like, yeah, this one didn't work. I guess we need to go back to the odds. Stop second guessing yourself. You ain't going to always get it right, but if you keep flipping against the odds, you're going to always get it wrong. Play the odds and you'll hit eventually. One moment, y'all. I think we got a super chat somewhere. Give me a second. Dang, I thought I saw something. I don't want to miss nobody's stuff. So give me a second. All right. Ryan said Herbert delivered 300 more attempts than Tua, same amount of passing touchdowns. Brady looked old this year. Car trash, most losses for QBs last 9 years. So let's break that down. Herbert delivered 300 more passing attempts than Tua with the same amount of touchdowns. Like I told y'all, how many touchdowns does the Chargers running backs have compared to ours? Some quarterbacks march right down the field with a 60-yard drive and hand it off for the touchdown. I don't care if he had more attempts and less touchdowns. Some of y'all not even stat gurus, don't even know how it works. You obviously are not a stat guru. You'll understand circumstance will tell you you can't count touchdowns to see how effective somebody is. Depends on the offense. Depends on the freaking offense. And he's going to have 300 more attempts because he played 5 more games. Make sense? Brady looked old this year. He got his team in the playoffs. He did. He was there at the end to do it. And you want to talk about looking old, but he threw for 40. You see, now you want to lose. If you want to use stats, he threw for 4,600 yards. If that's old Brady, sign me up. 4,600 yards. Matter of fact, he had 4,500. He must only threw 100 and something in the last game, practicing, playing half the game with his guys. He threw for 4,600 yards. Missed me with that. What else you said? Hold on. Let me get back to that screen. Boy, where are you? Okay, there we go. Brady looked old this year. Car trash. Most losses for QBs last 9 years. Okay. He's still better than Tua. With all of them losses, Carr is perennially putting up them yards and them touchdowns you talking about. 1 year and now you talking? It's funny how short-lived people are. They're trying to compare Tua's 3.5 good games this year to established quarterbacks. And you act like the Raiders organization hadn't been a train wreck for the last 15 years. Very funny to me. Some of y'all need to stop that mess. Trying to compare 3.5 good games to a quarterback's entire career and what they do. Like they can't have a slightly less of a year. Like that's the end all be and that's the end of the story. I heard somebody today had the nerve to say I've already seen enough in Skylar Thompson to know he ain't it. But swear Tua is the guy. What in the heck were you watching his first 2 years? If you feel that way about Skylar now, then you should have felt that way about Tua from the get-go. Makes no sense. Talking about the whole freshman rookie year. He's young. He's a rookie. You got to get these guys time to develop. Everybody can't come in just doing it. Sometimes guys got to develop. But you've seen enough in a 7th round rookie to know he ain't it. Make it make sense, y'all. Make Make it make sense. Sorry, I'm gonna get to these donations, man. Make it make sense. You talk about showing your biasness at its finest. Shout out to Mr. Fincher with the big donation. Appreciate you, homie. Happy birthday, TD. Thank you for the love, homie. I appreciate you, bro. Now I appreciate you supporting me, man. Big time. Thank all y'all, man. We got another donation. NFL penalize unnecessary roughness. 1 Brady, 2 Tua, 3 Skylar. I Tua sexual can't Lamar / Rogers. That's loaded. Hey man, we gonna see what they end up doing in the offseason. Let me go over these Cash App donations because I know some people sent them to me. 1 second, y'all. We got Mr. A. Yeah. Happy birthday, TD. Thank you for giving us what the media doesn't. Man, I appreciate that, man. Steven Johnson said, happy birthday, bro. I sent cash on YouTube on TY also. TY. I think you meant YouTube. Beyond. I hope so. Otherwise, he sent it somewhere. I don't know. But that's Steven. Yeah, he did. I remember. He put it on the YouTube. Let me see. All right, y'all. Eric Walker. Thank you, homie. He said happy birthday. For happy birthday, TD. Salute, man. All y'all who sent in the Cash App and the super chats. Appreciate y'all love for my birthday, man. Thank y'all. Skylar is 25 and Tua is 23. He's not a normal rookie. I get that, but he ain't got no NFL experience against the big dogs. So he just not allowed to develop at nothing at all. You just got to come in the league and be with quarterbacks who can play 20 years now. It ain't like they play 12 years like they used to. We talk about quarterbacks who can play 20, 25 years now with these new rules. Stop it, man. Josh Allen is going to beat you by a billion on Sunday. Can't wait. Josh Allen over Tua. Well, that's fine. It's Skylar over Josh Allen. I actually think y'all might really, really, really lose. I think y'all might legitimately lose. And the Dolphins shock the world. It's going to be the biggest thing talked about. Biggest thing talked about, period. But anyway, man, like I said, the hypocrisy out here is on another level. I've already seen all I need to see in Skylar to know he not it. If Tua starter next year, then our franchise is doomed, and clearly they don't care about wanting to win and are accepting to be mediocre, Rodgers or Brady. Let me tell you something. If my opinion is wrong and Tua ends up being the starter, which I hope, even if that happens, we're successful, but I'm sorry. If that happens, ladies and gentlemen, the Dolphins going Dolphin. Thank you for making that term. The Dolphins going Dolphin. The Dolphins are going to Dolphin. They're going to Dolphin. And I'm going to be right there rooting them on, analyzing, criticizing, praising, whatever needs to be done. But Dolphins going to Dolphin. You will never stop being delusional, will you? Bills to the bowl. Yeah, you come back on Monday, bro. You just make sure you come back on Monday. We'll see. Listen, it's either going to be a great Monday for me or a tough Monday. If we win, it's going to be amazing. If we lose, it's going to be tough. Because I'll be on Bleacher Report on Monday again, dealing with the recap of the game. I'll be back on Bleacher Report on Monday. We got that booked, and a few other things. So it's going to be tough if we lose to go on there and talk about it. If we win, boy, oh boy, you can't tell me nothing. And everybody know I'm going berserk. I don't know. I really thought about it. How would I react? I have no clue. I might just be dead still and calm. Like, we won, y'all. Yeah, I'll probably cry. I'll probably be like, man, man, just think about how many people doubting us, man, to pull that off, and how many people doubting us. Man, y'all know how epic that would be. I wouldn't be able to contain myself. Man. Shout out to Joseph Sars with the donation on the Cash App, said, for preach, TD. Happy birthday. I try my best, man. I'm trying to get a good word, man. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Man, keep dreaming like you're doing now. That's all we can do. But dreams come into reality. Okay? Dreams come into reality. You hear that intro song? I've been waiting on the sideline for a long time, and I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. It's about time. It's about time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Only thing I consider impossible is losing. That's a shout out to my future. That's right. TD's got a future. I'm going to rock like Uncle Luther. I'm going to dream like Martin Luther. Wife on my back, she been my booster. Oh, yeah, your boy on that song. Don't worry. I'm going to drop it one day. Ooh. Skylar going to get it done. Yeah, well, I hope so. TD, is that you singing? No. That's our homie on this channel that sent me that track, man. He sent me that track for free, man. Gave it to me, man. I appreciate you, man, for it. Oh, man. I love Herbert too, but yep, Austin Eckler got 100 catches. LOL. Dropped the album. Yeah, one day. If Skylar gets the job done, he is our quarterback. I mean, listen, Skylar can go out there and ball out, right? Put up 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. We win the game. He's the talk of the town. Of course, I'm going to be like, Skylar, that dude, best quarterback on the roster. I told y'all. But when we have our real conversations, slow your brakes now. I believe in him, but he's still raw. He got a lot more tough competition and a lot of things he got to work on. Ain't nothing Skylar can do that's going to make me say he automatically the dude. Now, he can go out there and shock us, and we could claim he is as fans, and that's what I'm going to do. Just like when Tua did that versus Baltimore, and I'm sorry, apologize. Yeah, we in the moment. But when we have real talks, this is a good place for Skylar to be if he do something like that. Now, this is the guy you want to try to develop. That don't mean he going to end up being the guy. Now it's time to start truly scrutinizing him. Picking them apart, breaking down his stuff. Because we need to make sure we got our guy. So basically, Skylar playing with house money. Yeah. Especially if you ask the Tuaneers. Nah, the Tuaneers don't want it to look like house money. If he don't do well, it'll be like, see, he got to go. He ain't in it. And that's why you need Tua. So, no, this man playing with house money. Because all y'all already say he's sorry. So, yeah, he playing with house money. If I was Mike McDaniel, I'd go out there. I'd be like, man, this game easier for you than anybody else. Ain't nobody expecting you to do nothing. You can go out there and throw 5 picks. At the end of the day, they're going to be like, it's Skylar Thompson. I mean, he was a third-string quarterback. Nobody cares. So go have fun, play loose, enjoy yourself. That's what I would say if I was Mike McDaniel. I want him loose. Don't be worrying. Go out there, be aggressive. Go play some football. Play your best game if you can. But ain't nobody expecting nothing of you. Everybody expecting this man to get sacked more than 5 times. They expecting 2 to 3 picks. Let's be honest. Maybe not all of us Dolphin fans, but the NFL world, let's be honest. They're expecting him to throw less than 200 for sure, 5+ sacks, 2 to 3 picks, and him to look like a train wreck. Am I right? Yes or no? Am I right? Yes or no? Is the whole NFL expecting that? Yes or no? T. Rich said Tua never got house money. Rookie Tua had Jakeem Grant and Malcolm Perry. You can't get house money if you're a first round number 5 overall pick. You don't get house money. You're supposed to be the house. You don't get house money if you're the number 1 overall pick. I mean, number 5 overall, first round pick. You don't get house money. The expectation of you was much greater than what you produced. House money. You don't even speak. I don't care if you were drafted number 25th overall. Ain't no house money for a first round pick. House money. Tua never got house money. Doggone right. Matter of fact, he got house debt. He owed a house some money. House money. Second round to get house money. Not much, but they get it. Third round to get house money. Fourth round to get, man, Skylar Thompson should be getting more than house money. He is getting more than house money. We don't care. Nobody expects you to do nothing in this game. Nah, first round picks get years of chances, common knowledge. You get years of chances, but not house money, because house money means that we'll give you a pass for the few years that you had. No, just because I give you 3 years don't mean I'm not going to put that first year as a part of your overall evaluation. It don't mean I'm not going to put that second one in part of your evaluation. Baker Mayfield screwed that up for everybody. Baker Mayfield taught him. 3rd, 4th year, just because you blossom a little, don't fall for it. In the first 3 years, you need at least 2 solid years. Ain't got to be phenomenal, but you need at least 2 solid. You can't get fooled with just one. Trash, good. Nah, you ain't gonna fool me. It's kitchen counter or something, I think. In the basket or something. Nah, Baker Mayfield screwed that for everybody. Somebody said, TD, you think we could ask the NFL to give us the first round pick we wasted on Tua? Not happening. The Colts ain't get the one they wasted on Andrew Luck. Dang, when you think of Andrew Luck, that kid was going to be special. That kid was going to be super special, man. Couldn't stay healthy. He was going to be special. Yeah, Luck was that dude, man. Tell you that now. I remember I forgot what it was some holiday, y'all. It was a holiday when the breaking news hit. I forgot which holiday it was. It was a big one because I remember my whole family was at my sister's house and it was announced. It was on a holiday. Andrew Luck retires. Probably Labor Day. It was one of those kind of holidays, not Christmas or nothing. Something I forgot what it was. It was either that or a holiday weekend. Because trust me, my whole family got together for an occasion. Unless it was a birthday party, so it was something though where we got together. He didn't retire mid-game. Colts fans trash for booing him. It was in preseason. No. I don't remember. My whole thing with Tua, y'all act like all of a sudden next year, miraculously, they're going to have a top O-line. Problem with this O-line, they invested too much money in it to just get rid of all those guys. Eichenberg, Dieter, Jackson. Like a lot of these guys were draft picks. You've invested too much. Now remember, I told you we had a 3-year window. Hopefully we win the Super Bowl this year. But 1 year is done. This year is done. And if we don't win it, now we're down to 2. You want to waste those 2 years still hoping Tua can come a well-rounded player all season, hoping that he can stay healthy? That's the question you got to ask yourself, whether you like him or not. You are in a 3-year window where 1 year is now gone, and what happened in this year? He wasn't healthy enough, and he was inconsistent with his play. Again. The TD read the $50 super chat. I've been read that, man. Dang, am I tripping? Happy birthday, TD. I appreciate you, bro. I've been read that a long time ago. Oh, somebody asked, did I read it? But that's the question you got to ask yourself. And I want to see here right now with over 500 people in the room, and I want to ask y'all here live right now. Knowing you got 2 years left on this window before there's a mass exodus of some of the greatest players, do you want to use those 2 years hoping Tua can play consistent, which he is yet to do, and hoping he can stay healthy, which he is yet to do, or go after a more proven, more durable option? That's the real question. We're not going to sit here and act like this was the year where he broke out and he consistently, from game 1 through 17, minus the ones he missed, just the ones he played, we're not going to sit here and act like he was a consistent quarterback. See, people trying to make his improved numbers as if he was a consistent quarterback. No, we're not going to fool people and run that lying narrative. He was highly inconsistent. And even if he never got hurt, that would have been the conversation. He was still inconsistent. Somebody said, who do you replace Tua with, though? Bro, we done said it a million times. I ain't got to pick one person. The point of the matter is there's too many options this all season to not have one. We ain't got to pinpoint one in particular. We can all have our preferences, but there's too many upgradable options. This ain't impossible. This ain't a hard task. There's too many options. At this point, Ronald McDonald can replace Tua. I know he was joking, but I got to kick back on comments like that because it gives a wrong perception on this channel. Let's be honest. Now, Tua ain't no bum. Did he make improvements this year? Yes. I personally believe a lot of it was circumstantial, but even if you want to take that out, he made improvement. But it does not take away from the fact that it was still inconsistent. He still had too many highs and lows. First game of the season, he looked like the same old Tua with Flores. Second game, he looked poor in the first half, and then he just became a miracle MVP, fourth quarter Baltimore Ravens. Roller coaster. Buffalo, weird game. I thought he was solid in that first Buffalo game. Nice job, Tua. Fourth game, Cincinnati. Everybody think he was looking good at first. I actually hated that game for him. Threw one deep pick, threw two more that should have been picked, but Tyreek saved it by batting it out the defender's hands. And then he got hurt. Screw the injuries. Let's just go on the games that he played. He already inconsistent right there. First 4 games, he was already inconsistent. He comes back, looks like trash, in my opinion, versus Pittsburgh. Oh, he was rusty. Inconsistent. Lions, phenomenal. Inconsistent. Bears, phenomenal. Okay, still an inconsistent season, but you know what? You done strung together 2 nice games. Cleveland, balled out. Whoa, okay, now we're getting some consistency going. 3 games of just pure eating. Okay, so hold on now. Who are you? Houston, average at best. But I ain't gonna knock that on the consistency because 3 straight games and then an average, that happens. We all good. San Francisco, oh crap. He had a little consistency. Then it was average, which is okay, but now that was just trash. But I ain't gonna kill him. Chargers, that Chargers game was my breaking point with this man. That was my breaking point. The ultimate, now you're in the ultimate inconsistency. Who cares about them 3 games now? Now we actually now it makes you pay attention to them 3 good games. Oh, trash defenses. Bills game, you play better, but your ball placement was horrible. But you know what? It is what it is. But we lost. Green Bay, you lighten it up. All right, maybe you getting back on the right path. You still inconsistent this season, but you know what? You getting right back on the right path. 4th quarter. Oh my gosh. 4th quarter comes and you threw out the best game of your entire career, in my opinion, from an execution standpoint, because Green Bay game wasn't like the Lions game. Lions game, everybody was wide open. Green Bay game, everybody wasn't wide open. You were just dropping dimes. You finally gave TD a game where you did it the hard way. Oh my gosh. Tua, this is a thing of beauty. And the 4th quarter came and I love you, baby girl. Don't laugh at me. Don't you laugh at me. You laughing at that 4th quarter. You laughing at Tua's 4th quarter. Don't laugh at Tua's 4th quarter. No, don't you laugh at that 4th quarter. It happens to everybody. You just a Tua hater. Don't be laughing. You make me mad when you laugh at Tua. You stop that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. I love you, baby girl. Oh my gosh. Hey. Hey. I love you. All right. No more talking about Tua, okay? No more talking about Tua for you. You a Tua hater. You a Tua hater. We don't like Tua haters. We like Dolphin fans. No hate on Tua. You can be hate on Tua, okay? No hate on Tua. No, you ain't Tua hater. You a Tua hater. Yes, you are. You a Tua hater. You better stop hating on Tua. Oh my gosh, man. So I don't care what none of y'all gotta say. Tua, even this year, was highly inconsistent, and I didn't even bring up the injuries. T-Rich said we'll give her a pass. Oh my gosh, man. But I didn't even talk about injuries. And if you really just look at his season, he was inconsistent. He was highly inconsistent. It is what it is. Shout out to the homie Vic. Oh, he hit me on the Cash App. He said, for happy birthday, brother. Love you, man. You've always supported the channel, Vic, and always showed me love, too. Love you for that, brother. Oh, my gosh. So, oh, my gosh. But listen, man, that's the point of the matter, and you cannot walk past that, Dolphin fans. That's not sit here and live in a state of delusion. There wasn't nothing proven this year. We got a third year of an inconsistent quarterback. And let me say this too. It wasn't just inconsistent. It was off the charts inconsistent. Like the bad games weren't bad. They were horrific. They were unprecedented. Like when it went bad, it went bad. When it went good, it went exceptionally flawless good. And that's even more concerning to me because it still puts you at a place of this guy has no identity to what you can feel like he could be long term. You can get any version at any time. And you can't keep living with that. If he played all season, he would have thrown for 5,000 yards. Yeah. If you believe that, that's your business. Ain't nobody getting food. Nobody's going to get food. All I know is at the end of the season, how he was playing as of recent is a more accurate assessment of how he would have ended the season. And like I always tell y'all, if he didn't play that 49ers game and Teddy or Skylar played it, and they played exactly the way Tua played in it, 90% of y'all would have straight up said, this is why Tua needs to start. And I'm going to always throw that at you all off season if he's still here, because that's the one thing you can't hide behind because you know it's true. Had Skylar or Teddy played that San Francisco, that Chargers, that Green Bay game, and they would have played the exact same game, the exact same way, 90% of y'all who are around here making excuses would have said, this is why we need Tua. Tua would have never. We would have won this game if Tua played. And you can't hide behind that because you know it's true. And the most unsatisfying part for you, it debunks your theory that we would have beat the Bengals, that we would have beat the Jets, or we would have beat the Patriots, or we would have beat Minnesota. It debunks it. You don't know what you would have got from him. That would have been the narrative. You know why it would have been the narrative? Because they even used that narrative in the Jets game. They even used the narrative in the Jets game. And he didn't play the Jets once this season. And what was I saying in the offseason? The person I want to see Tua play the most, the team, is the Jets. Because he struggled with them, and they even better. I want to see how he do versus the Jets. I was saying that all offseason, was I not? A real defense. That'll be the real test for me. And I never got to see him play against the Jets this year. And it sucks. I really wanted that because it would have been a major part of my evaluation. That game, those games were going to be a major part of my evaluation. Never got to see it, man. Thank you, Curtis. Thank everybody for the birthday wishes. Thank everybody for the birthday love. Thank y'all for love. I know a lot of people hit me up in the Cash App. Salute to y'all. Thanks for showing love. Y'all done probably what I'm looking at right now. Y'all done paid for me a little fishing trip Saturday morning. Probably, I'll probably take me a little fishing trip. That'll be pretty fun. Take me a little fishing trip. See if I can catch something in saltwater. Um, always T Rich, Damien. I see you, homie. Salute to you, brother. Love you, man. Love all y'all. Thank y'all for the love. I'm gonna have to go catch me some fish on Saturday morning before the playoff games. And thank y'all for paying for me a little fish trip. You got me some bait and everything. Appreciate the love and the donations on the Cash App, man. It's gonna be pretty dope. I'm gonna have me some fun on Saturday. Hopefully, I catch me something that I can, grill or, you know, steam or something nice. I don't know. I got to check the calendar to see if it's grouper season. I don't even know what's biting right now. We'll see. Thank y'all. I see it. Much love. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank y'all. Catch you some tuna. I mean, tuna. Now, I don't think I'm going deep sea this time. No, I ain't getting out there in that water. My body's aching a little too much from working out, like with these weights and stuff. And I'm in pain. Like going like this is painful for me right now. So I'm already fishing as it is, but to be keeping my balance on the boat will be a little bit more pain for me. You hosting the fish fry? Man, I wish I could, man. I mean, I guess when I get older and more situated, I do things like that. But that's what I'm used. I grew up off that type of stuff. I mean, listen. I grew up off that type of stuff, man. Things ain't the way it used to be, you know. I ain't gonna say I grew up in the hood, but I guess it's considered the hood. It wasn't the projects. I wasn't in a project building. Well, I mean, when I was like 1, 2, 3 years old, we were in the project apartments, but then we moved to a house in what would be a nicer hood, I guess. But man, I miss them days, man, where your aunts and uncles and your grandparents all and friends of the family, everybody came together in one house. And them burners, they got like 6 different deep fish frying burners going. And it's a real fish fry. Not no catered fish fry where you go to the store and you buy all the catfish or whatever. No, your uncles and stuff went and caught 100 fish, 100 brims, 100 perch, 100 whatever the day before and cleaned them all. And then the whole family come over and it's a fish fry, coleslaw, fries, all type of different stuff, man. That's what I was raised on, that type of stuff. That type of family community, man. Them days are gone. I don't know what it is. I think it was once my grandparents' generation, for the most part at least, passed on. You know, my parents' generation, they all kind of do their own thing. The sense of deep family isn't there anymore. And I've always told myself, even if I got to start it with my own, that's something I want to instill in my family. So when I get older, I want to make sure my kids bring their kids and we all doing this stuff together, man. Where are you from, TD? Florida, right? Yes. Broward County, man. Hollywood. You should rekindle it, TD. I am, you know. But something, as my, kids get older and things like that, those things will come back. Man, I remember a lot. I mean, we talk about a fish fry. I remember, man, because we Geechee. My grandparent, like my granddaddy and them there, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but they Geechee out of South Carolina. You know, you had their own land where they got hogs, chickens. You know, they killing snakes every day because they, around. My granddaddy and them ate possum, raccoon. I never did. But one of them, man, they used to go kill a hog and split it in half and have it on a big old, put it in a pit where it's sitting in there for hours and everybody got a beer in their hand and they picking off of it and eating and drinking and having a good time, I witnessed these things when I was young. They got card tables. They ain't trying to break each other, so everybody bring like $20 worth of quarters and they playing cards and, all that stuff, man. Spades and Tunk. That's what I grew up on, man. I saw it all. The whole family get together, man. All my uncles, felons, in and out of jail. My uncles, man, most of my uncles in and out of jail every weekend, every year, back and forth. My aunties, the only ones that was around most of the time, but every holiday it'll be one or two uncles that they're out of jail at that particular moment, so they over there. But it was family though. It was literally family, the good and the bad, you know. And man, it's just like it's gone. It's like gone, you know. And it happens different for a lot of families. Carver Ranches, yeah, I got family in Carver Ranches. That's my daddy's side of the family. You know, it's crazy. My mama and my daddy's side of the family, like the roots are from South Carolina. Some of my daddy is Jersey, but most of the real roots are in South Carolina. My great grandmother, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, she died at like 93. She had 21 children. Her hair was as white as a ghost. I mean, you think she was somewhat like a full-blown Indian, and I don't know, probably did have some in her. Who knows? I remember she was alive when I was alive. My great grandmother stayed right across the street from me. She had 21 kids. And she used to tell me how she used to pick cotton in South Carolina. Not as a slave, but you know, post-slavery, whenever they still worked on their own lands and stuff. Back when our family, like at least in our culture, African Americans, our families actually had land before most of the generations sold it off. My parents' generation sold all of our family wealth and land away because they were cityfied. And I know that happened in a lot of y'all families if you're of African American culture. But yeah, man. Yeah, 21 kids. She had some twins, some triplets, some quadruplets. She had a lot of different sets, and a lot of them, based off of what I was told, a lot of them passed away. I didn't know that, you know, triplets, quadruplets, a lot of them have lower life expectancies. I didn't know that. But a lot of them passed over time. But I just remember like 8 or 9 of them that when I was young and she was an older woman that were still alive. And to this day, I think there's, man, I could be wrong, and I hate to be wrong because I don't keep up with my whole family. There's only 1 or 2 still alive. I know my Uncle Bobby is alive. I know he's still alive. He's in great shape. I mean, it's crazy. But he was the baby, but still, he's in amazing health. And I remember asking him how, and all my uncles drank, and they drank heavy. And a lot of them, you know, one of my uncles died from drinking. Well, actually a few, as I think of it. But when I think about it, Bobby, I remember he said, I stopped drinking beer, and I stopped smoking, and I drink a lot of water every day. And he got to be up there now in age. And, man, you think he 40-something, and I swear he got to be over 70-something. Probably even 80s now because time has passed. You think he in his 40s. Big guy, too. Pour one out for the uncles. Yeah, you need to host a family reunion, TD. Yeah, like, man, we had those when I was a kid. We ain't got them now. But here's part of the problem. Where the family reunion going to be? I've always told my wife, as we continue to get older and as we start to settle in, you know, within the next 10 years, I want to go back to South Carolina and purchase some land. And some of my family land, because I got a great uncle, because my uncle Roland and his sister, they the last 2, if I'm not mistaken, left. They have a lot. They the only ones that held our family land. Everybody else sold it. Even my grandfather, they all sold it. And they got hundreds of acres. And I've always said in the next couple of years, I'm going to either go purchase some or talk to him and go ahead and grab some of his. And maybe I do hold a family reunions and stuff like that in the future. But it's not time for that for me to do right now. I'm 38. And y'all got to understand, it's hard for generations of mine to hold those type of family reunions right now because the generation before us was so broken up. I'm telling you, man, I lost a lot of uncles I lost uncles, whether it been to the streets, jail, whatever. Drinking, all of that, the crack pandemic, all of that stuff, man. I lost family. All my aunties were there, but you know, some of them had their ups and downs. So it's different. The family dynamic was broken as soon as my granddad passed. And you know, a lot of us still close and tight, but it's not the same. You know, so and a lot of us moved. I went to college, I went to Dallas, I came back to Florida, but not South Florida, you know, and that's what happens now. A lot of people move. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I know a lot of y'all live in South Florida, but unless I was making a few million every year, I just couldn't do it anymore. And that's one of the main reasons I was in Dallas. I didn't understand, even if fresh out of college, I got a 2-bedroom apartment or something. I didn't understand going to South Florida paying $1,700 for a 2-bedroom when I'm in Dallas paying $495. And it looked better. I just couldn't justify that. I couldn't justify that. South Florida and listen, I couldn't. And I can afford to live down there, but I mean, why? Why am I going to pay 3-4 times more? What amenity am I going to get? The water that most South Floridians never use? Let's be honest. The beaches that most people from South Florida rarely go to anyway? Let's be honest. And maybe it's different for some of y'all. Now, I do miss my fishing at a high clip, even in Central Florida. I got to travel a little bit more to go fishing, but I miss my fishing because I'm a fisherman. But yeah, that's why it's like, you know, it's, you know, families start separating and start spreading out, you know. It's not that hard, TD. You'll be surprised. Just got to get with the old ones and find out who's who. I do our reunion now every few years. I'm meeting family from all over, from New York City to Cali. Hey, Legend, I'm curious. How old are you? Happy birthday, TD. Thank you, C-Teach. I live off Gatlin and Port St. Lucie. Nice. Oh, the fishing. I do that a lot too. Yeah, man. I never get. Let's just say 52. And that's why I said in the next 10 years, I feel like I'll be in a position to do things like that. Right now, I'm 38 years old. I'm still securing certain things in my own life before I start to, you know, be the actual host of big major family events like family reunions. And again, I want to do family reunions where my family is from, South Carolina. I want to go back there and grab me a few tens of acres and relive what my grandparents did when I was 7 and 8 years old. And we used to get in the 15-passenger van for family reunion. And we got 3 of them, 2 or 3 15-passenger vans, and the whole family from South Florida driving to South Carolina. Some of the family from Jersey driving to South Carolina. I want to be able to pull on my family land and look at the bullet grapevines all down the road, full of bullet grapes, peaches everywhere. I want to be able to see all them fruits and stuff that they had and vegetables that they grow. And ain't no better than the soil out there. I want to remember that stuff. I want to relive that stuff. I want hogs running free on the land like my granddaddy did when I was 7 years old. Him and all my uncles went to the side of the house, picked up their shotguns. 8 minutes later, you heard a few shots and they dragging a hog back. They skinning it, cleaning it, doing all of that raw, gritty stuff and putting it in a grill pit. Half of it in a pit and half of it on a grill. Making sauce, making this, making that. I want, man, to living off the land, all that crazy stuff, man. I'm just saying, this is the stuff that I witnessed, man. This is stuff I grew up off of. And my great grandmother, my great grandfather, they lived off the land. The stuff I remember as a little boy, little child, man. Even though we're a little more cityfied. Montreal Bound says South. Yeah, do you know what South is? Or you asking, or I don't know. Who knows what South is? Regular South, spicy South. Man, they did it all. Let me know in the comment section if you know what South is. South. I eat South, my boy, all the honk. Yep. Go down to the Piggly Wiggly. Hot sauce and crackers. Yep. I do Florida, baby. Yep. I loved in Fountain Inn, South Carolina for a year. F in that place, racist AF. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of racism there. But my family was from Kingstree, South Carolina. That was our roots. Kingstree. But it's one word. Kings, Kings, tree, Tree. Put it together. Kingstree, South Carolina is where my family from. Yeah, boy. I'm soused up on this drink. Listen, South, and I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't had South in 15 years, 20 years, maybe longer. I ain't had South in a long time. You very peculiar of who South you eat anyway. So they don't understand that, TD. I know I'm talking Geechee, I'm talking South, I'm talking country. And most Floridians are from those roots. They just don't know it. Cube Steak, my ish. Y'all country's hell. I'm from DC. Yeah, we are. But it's some good stuff, man. It's some good living. My mom make the best sauce. I got the recipe. I'll send it. I'm from Dade. I don't even know how to make sauce. I just remember my aunt Button was the best sauce maker in the family. At least I thought she was. And they used to always have her do it at the family get-togethers, and her secret recipe was like adding bay leaf or something. I remember. TD, are you Haitian? No, I'm not Haitian. Nobody in my family is Haitian, with the exception of my brother-in-law. But no, I don't have any family, no Haitian in my blood at all. I'm African American. I'm an ADOS. I'm an African American descendant of slaves. That's what I am. Okay. Mixed with God knows what. As all African American descendants of slaves, we don't know what we mix with. We know we black, but we also got some white, could be some Indian, we could be some of everything. But I am from those Geechees in South Carolina, is a part of my roots. TDU is Zoe. I just said no. Don't be surprised, TD. I'm not. Conch fritters all day. Don't get me started. Don't get me started now. I rock, man. I eat cracked conch, fried conch. I fry my own conch. Conch salad. I make my own conch salad too. Conch fritters. I ain't perfect that, but I love conch fritters. But they used to do it right back in the day. Now they do these little balls, and then the pancake ones aren't even the same. It's doughy. Man, I don't even know how to get them the way they used to. Boy, they used to conch fritters back in the day in the shape of a pancake. They used to with a hint of spice and nice with the peppers and the flavor. Man, they don't do them the same no more. Hardly anybody do them the same they used to. The best place you used to get them on Martin Luther King birthday, because it's in almost every city, they got like a park where everybody come, at least back in the day. On Martin Luther King birthday, everybody go to the city park. The whole community, thousands of people out there, primarily African Americans, of course. The high school band do a parade and they end it there. But everybody in the city that sell food and all that, they lined up around the edge of the park. Like it's like being on a football field In the outer boundary yard line is all the booths. Conch for like at least 10 different people with conch fritters, fried snappers, barbecue, chicken wings, every food you could think about. Martin Luther King birthday was always the greatest day. And even that ain't the same anymore in most places. The whole community came out. Everybody was selling stuff, cooking. Man, just things ain't the same, man. Junkanoo, Goombay. Yeah, similar, exactly like those. But in South Florida, man, it used to be that thing, man. TD, that's a common thing where I'm from. I was shocked to hear you say that and describe it that way. If you talk about what I'm talking about with like Dr. King birthday, it's just like it was you know what? It was amazing where I'm from. It kind of like wasn't the same, but I ain't been there in so long. Maybe they brought it back and it's lit, but I don't know. And I'm gonna tell you, man, everything from where I'm from, it ended in a shootout and everybody running and getting out of there. But that was the one day it never happened, man. It never happened. Everything they do in the community from where I'm from, it was over because they out there shooting. They out there shooting at each other. Let's get out of here. But Martin Luther King birthday was the one day that was just fun and it never happened. And I mean, you'd be out there for hours. It was that fun. You would leave and come back. Like you eating, you playing games, you watching the stage where they performing. You just going booth to booth, laughing, talking, mangoes with salt and vinegar. Okay, man. Y'all don't know nothing about that. See, I'm sitting here on my birthday vibing with y'all now. I'm vibing with y'all. Some people like, I don't know what he talking about. Let me get out of here. Man. Planted agent, TD. What's that? TD, Carolina blacks have lineage with Bahamians like it. Look it up on YouTube. Oh, I know. You need to look up the Geechee heritage. My daddy used to always say that we Geechee. Look up the Geechee heritage. That was a lineage of look up the Geechees. I ain't gonna go into it on this channel. I don't want to get banned, but it was like it has some serious implications with African Americans in slavery, but the Geechees, and that's what my daddy always say. In South Carolina, we were part of the Geechee. But look it up, you'll see the history. It's pretty dope though. It's pretty dope. From the Bahamas, all of the Caribbean. They came in through from the Caribbean. TD, you ever want to visit the Caribbean? Look into Belize, man. You'll like it here. Man, I feel you, Dylan, but me and my wife, we both on the same page. We really don't want to go out the country. And I trust you. I trust Belize is just fine. But I ain't never getting stuck in some country and then a light switch go on where they don't like the leader and everything getting burnt. And I'm stuck. And I know I'm exaggerating, but man, I'm going to travel one day. I ain't been out the country, y'all. Your boy ain't been out the country. Gullah Geechee. Carrie P know what I'm talking about. Gullah Geechee. Yep. Carrie P on it. He know exactly what I'm talking about. Go to Europe. It ain't no different. You ain't gonna see me on no double-decker bus and somebody screaming out something I don't understand, and then all of a sudden TD was over there when that happened. I ain't heard from him since. Nah, it ain't happening to me. TD, you're 55 miles off the coast of the Bahamas. I know. My whole family went on a cruise there. I told them, tell me how it is when you get back. Start in Mexico, TD. See, now you already crossing the line. I ain't about to be nobody drug mule. Ain't nobody about to stuff me. Listen, hey, I don't play by the other countries, man. And I know I'm being ridiculous, but I ain't playing. Y'all think it's a game. Y'all ain't finna have me. Listen, that's the one thing you ain't never finna hear. TD was there when that happened. TD was over there. I ain't heard from you. Ain't never got to worry about it. You ain't ever got to worry about it. Okay? The only thing I'm willing to take a risk doing, and I said I'm going to step out there and do, is snorkel. Off of my own coast in Key West or Miami one day. I haven't done it yet, and I live around water, and I love water, and I'm all in water. I done jumped in the ocean. I done jumped in 500-foot water just to do it. I done been on a boat out there fishing, deep sea, and like, look at all this water, and it's a calm day. The waves ain't crazy. I done jumped in, swam around a little, came back on because I ain't want to attract no sharks because it would happen. I done all that, but the one thing I ain't do is snorkel. Go under and looking around and all of that for a long period of time. I think I can snorkel and do some lobster, and that's what I want to do, but I ain't never do scuba diving. That's what I want to do. This Florida talk, people. Yes, sir. Oh, man. I heard Tijuana was dangerous in some parts. Man, everywhere in the world is dangerous in some parts. That's a reality. Scuba or snorkeling, both. I want to snorkel for lobsters, but I don't want to get caught down there trying to get one and then I'm running out of air. So I'm probably going to do it scuba diving professionally. So snorkeling will be more so sightseeing. I do that stuff twice a month in the Florida Keys. Carrie P, you living on the Keys? Carrie, you live in the Keys? Yeah, man, bro, I'm telling you, I go down there every year. Me and my dad used to go 2-3 times a year. Dang, I ain't know you live down there, Carrie. You go fishing? You got a boat or anything, or what do you do? Me and my dad, we go down there, man, and we got a spot where we catch mangrove snappers. And sometimes we go deep sea and stuff, but we got a spot, man. We go out there every night. We get our 5 to 10 a piece. And we go for like 3 nights, and my brother go, my mama go just for the quota. She sit out there for a little just in case game warden come. We come home with about 80 to 100 red snappers, mangrove snappers. We come back to South Florida with about up to 100 snappers, mutton, all that. And it's funny, the same snappers we catch, you go to the market, and they be listed for like $19.99 a pound. And we be like, every one of ours are 2 pounds or 3 pounds. And you be like, man, every one of these fish are like $50. And we go get 100 of them. I'd be like, man, that's $5,000. And we ain't spend more than $400 on the trip. We ain't spend more than $400 on the trip. We don't sell them. We actually eat them throughout the year. Love some fresh snapper, man. Mahi too. That's what we go out for. But yeah, the homie live. Oh, you on a kayak? I fish all of them. So you on a kayak, man. That's what's up. TD, what do you believe is the key for the Fins to win the game on Sunday with the injuries taking place now? Well, I did a 30-minute thing on it on Bleacher Report. It's available on Bleacher Report. But again, run the ball, time of possession, no turnovers, and allow Josh Allen to be him, but don't give him the big play. It's that simple. Y'all making me homesick. Yeah, I love home. TD, fan base, fish fry. Let's go. No guns, no violence, all men. Nah, it's going to be some Tuaneers blending in. They willing to die for the cause. So, I don't know, man. Fort Pierce got this place called Dayboat, sell good fish, mahi snapper and all. That's what's up. I love some good seafood. But again, I'm a little different, though. I want to go catch it. I want to go enjoy catching it and cleaning it and eating it. Ain't nothing better than no fresh fish, man. Fresh lobsters, fresh this and that. Ain't nothing better. I want to go catch it. You instead of telling me a restaurant, you better off telling me a good spot. They be biting here, man. They be biting there. Go to this spot. Off the bank here, man. Yeah, man. Will T Hill return punts in the playoffs? They should, but I don't know if they will. Key lime pies, oh my gosh, that's Key West. Yep. So, Carrie P, have you ever seen the miniature deers? Have you ever seen any of the miniature deers, the wild deers running around? Wild? I've seen them like 2 different times going down there, man. It's the craziest thing ever, man. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Every time. People don't even know they exist. Key West is the only place they have miniature deer. Wild. You know how deers that cross the road, that be road killed, that be about 4 feet tall with them horns? Man, they got miniature deer that's like 1 feet, 1 foot tall. Wild. They don't get bigger than that. They're specific to Key West. I think they're the only place in the world. Now, there's another thing that Key West is infested with. And only if you been to Key West, you would know. If you ain't been to Key West, you would never know this. There's one more thing Key West is infested with. Well, two things now, because there's an invasive species there now too. But Lordy Jesus, chickens and roosters everywhere. And let me tell you the irony of it. You can go to Popeyes, Church's Chicken, they all in the parking lot. Everywhere you go, you not immune to chickens and roosters everywhere. I mean wild. They don't belong to nobody. They literally live there wild. They ain't in nobody's yard. They in every parking lot, gas stations, motels, hotels, hospitals, schools, any random street. They are human. They are minding their business without fear. Walking around. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. There's a lot of cats too, but I don't be seeing them attack. Maybe they attack when they're hungry, but they must be full. They're protected too. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were protected down there. It makes sense. It makes sense. They say pythons, but I don't know about that. I'm sure, though, they've traveled down the Everglades and started, but the other thing are the iguanas. They're heavy now, too. They're heavy down there now, too. But that's everywhere in South Florida. Oh, I know the deer are protected. They're endangered. Yeah, the chickens have lost their fear of humans in Key West. I'm telling y'all don't understand. They are, man, them chickens so domestic, man. They ain't even domesticated. They wild because they live in their own life. Like, what's up? You going in there to get something to eat? All right, drop something on the ground if you want. What up, homie? Yeah. They are everywhere. Y'all ain't understand. I ain't exaggerating. I'm understating it. The deer have lost their fear too. Wow. That's crazy, especially for the baby deer, because that's cool. Them things that look so amazing, man. I saw like a little pride of them. It was like 3 or 4 of them on the side grazing baby itty bitty deer. And they always got that sign, beware of bears. And I ain't never seen a bear yet. That's the only thing I ain't never see, that black bear down there that they claim is up in those areas. But they got a sign, slow down, wild bears in the area. That's the one thing I've never seen, even though they claim they all out there. I ain't seen the pythons and the bears. I seen the iguanas, I seen the chickens and roosters, and the cats and the deer. Man, I ain't watching out for those monkeys. I don't. Well, you know, it's Key West. I wouldn't be surprised if monkeys there. I wouldn't be surprised. TD, bless y'all and happy birthday, bro. Peace. Appreciate you, man. Alligators, I don't see them either. I don't see the alligators in Key West either. I don't know. They can't be in large numbers. They probably in the groves, in the bays and stuff, but not out on that main water. Yeah, bears, bobcats, and panthers are deep in the Naples area. I figured Naples on the back end, but not so much the actual keys. But I'm sure there's some. There has to be. But yeah, the iguanas and pythons numbers got so big down in South Florida because people be releasing them pet shops, animals like it nothing. But that happened in the 90s. A lot of y'all don't know that happened in the 90s. The late 80s and early 90s, there was a big thing on buying pythons, wearing them around your neck, chilling. My great grandmother had some pythons where my uncles and stuff used to have them. And they used to get loose. And they used to empty the house and try to find them, and always found them. But them things grow so big that everybody drove out west and threw them in the Everglades. Now it's hundreds, thousands, millions of them out there 30 feet long. Now Florida pays you to hunt them and kill them. They give you a certain amount of hunted for each one. And if it's a female, you get more. And if they pregnant with eggs, it's even more. Florida paying you to go hunt them. You ain't got a job and you bought that life, going out to the Everglades and kill you some pythons. Remember, they ain't got no venom. They bite, but they ain't got no venom to kill you. Now you run into one of them 30-foot ones, they might eat you. They might eat you. But go out there with the right stuff. Go get you some pythons and go make some money. It's people that make a living off of that in the Everglades. Pythons, literally. Tracking them down, killing them, turning them in. And the state is paying you hundreds for each one. For real. Because once they get a certain size, they become the apex predator. Nothing can stop it. They start eating the alligators, and it's a wrap at that point. Once they become the apex predator, ain't nothing you can do. It starts eating all wildlife, and it messes up the ecosystem in the Everglades. Same thing with them snakefish. They weren't supposed to be in Florida, but they eating all the regular fish. They eating all the brims, the shell crackers, the perch, and all of that. The baby ones, the snakehead fish. They not supposed to be in South Florida. Gars, yep. People make a living catching and shipping the iguanas to South America and Trinidad where they eat them. Wow. Yeah. All right, man. Let me see if Master at Works trolled us or not. He claimed to have made us a hype video. But I'm going to see if it's a hype video or if he trolling us. Because he promised he would do it if we made it to the playoffs. So y'all give me a second. I'm gonna share my screen and we'll watch it together. Let's see if he made a hype video. I asked him to do it. He said, I ain't doing that. Then he said, all right, I got you. So let me see if he did a good job. Hopefully they don't copyright the channel. They're gonna copyright the channel, man. So because we make it on the round table, we don't care about copyrights on that channel. So I would just say go to the round table, check out our hype video. It's supposed to be a good one. I hope it is. And I hope y'all enjoy it. But I'm about to get out of here anyway. I was supposed to stop at 9 and it's 10 on my birthday. Gonna spend the rest of the night with the wife. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Love y'all so much. Peace. I'm out. I'm out, y'all. Thank y'all for the love. All right, I'm finna go check out the hype video.